Alright, welcome back. You're watching the RSL Rhythmix 3. I'm joined by Destro. This is the Group D. And our first match of the day is Fraer against GuMiho. Later on, Scarlet will be playing against both of these players as well. And the score is tied with 2-2. Our final map is going to be GSL Metropolis. Destro, any predictions?
This map with the islands has a lot of possibility. One thing I don't like about this map is if players camp on 3 or 4 base, the chokes are pretty small to go and attack. But other than that, it's a pretty good map for Terra, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think this is a very turtlish type of map where you can just basically split map and camp, even more so than Daybreak. So we might see one of those games, but sometimes someone chooses to hit a timing or an all-in and it just works or doesn't, so we're gonna have to see. But on the left hand corner of the map, I'm doing the introduction this time. We're gonna have FX opens GuMiho. Come on, man, you can make fun of me after introduction. On the right hand side of the map, scouting with his probe, even before making his initial pylon, we're gonna have Roxkiss Fraer from Ukraine. And wow, you see this scout? Why would you even scout before you make your pylon?
Are you sure?
Yeah, he sent out his probe and then he made his pylon in his main with a different probe. Okay, I have to ask him after this game. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to ask him. I usually don't talk to players if they are like in the middle of matches or a tournament, but now like this is like the peak of my curiosity. I have to know. And well, I think GuMiho was gonna go for the depot blocking at the ramp, but this probe made it here so early that he didn't even have time.
Maybe that's why Fraer scouted so early. He really wanted to know.
Well, aren't you smart?
You know, last game on the line, and maybe, yeah.
Okay, Fraer went for the classic gate 13 followed by gas 15. If this goes like the previous games, he's just gonna go for the Nexus 23 followed by 3 gates and maybe even a second gas before making the Nexus. Fraer just moving around the main of GuMiho right now, trying to see if he goes for a gas. He does not care about being locked in. He just wants to see what's up exactly. And yeah, that probe I think is gonna stay in maybe. Oh, actually, he might just go out now that the Marine is about to pop out. Yes, he does make it out. And GuMiho, he went for the scout as his barracks finished. So Fraer wasn't able to confirm the second command center, but he's pretty much sure right now that this is being made.
I think Fraer is going to go for the Nexus before Stalker once again, because otherwise he would have got another pylon soon.
Okay, so
that's my prediction.
His usual build is no third pylon, Nexus 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
22 or 23. There was one game that was 22, the other game was 23.
Okay, looks like you're right so far. The probe moving on the expansion, about to make the Nexus. God, you're good this run.
Thank you.
And the Zealot now moving toward the Zenlaga Watchtower. Fraer is going to be able to claim the control of both of the Zenlaga Watchtowers. And GuMiho, he went for a very mirror build. Actually, never mind. I thought he was just going to make one barracks and then take gas like in the previous game, but instead of that he's added 2 more barracks and it looks like there might be a third here. So we might see a big marine pressure here by GuMiho. But Fraer is gone for the same build almost every game. Now he's, I guess, a bit diverted from it. He added his second gas a little bit later, but I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down 2 gates here and pretty much ensures he's safe for quite some time. And if GuMiho was to choose to be aggressive with those Marines, I don't think it will. Actually, look at this. Put the observing on my view.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
You see, Marines could go through there.
Oh, indeed.
That would be insane.
Oh, that would be scary.
You can like rally like 4 times as well. Well, maybe GuMiho has something like this in the plans. Maybe he's just going to play passive. But usually, when you get 4 barracks like this, you want to be quite aggressive to try to make it worth your while. 1 Marine is going to fall to this 1 Stalker harassing. And we still don't have a robo here for Fraer.
The usual.
He's not chrono boosting probes. Why not?
Yeah, usually when Terran players do a 4x, they want to try to sneak a little bit of Marines on the edge of the map so they can send like 4 or 5 Marines behind the Stalker that's going to poke their main force of Marines. But in this case, I don't think...
Fraer, he proxy pylon at the bottom, and he saw those Marines.
GuMiho is going for it. Look at the bottom of the map.
Yeah, but he saw those Marines move toward this way. Fraer, that is. So I think he's going to be expecting them. But I guess, wow, he actually didn't see them at the Zenlaga Watchtower. So maybe he won't expect them. That's really insane right now. He does have 3 gates, but if he was to warp at the bottom position here, this could be disastrous here. For Fraer, GuMiho, he wants to do a 2-pronged attack where he basically flanks those units at the Zenlaga Watchtower. Okay, actually, wait, did Fraer not see those Marines?
No,
Fraer is going to move in for the kill now. He wants to be aggressive. He's been doing this big gate pressure on every map, and this is especially good on this type of map because there is no ramp at the natural. And those Marines now going to move in on the expansion of Fraer. Fraer warping 2 Zealots, 1 Stalker, a really nice kiting here by those Marines. But GuMiho just left his Marines to die from those gate units near his expansion.
Is GuMiho going to survive this push?
I think he should survive, but he's going to be really far behind even if he does, because a lot of those SCV should die. But Fraer, somehow right now, he's choosing to opt for the very passive option. He's just standing there doing nothing. I think
he's supply block.
He's going to wait for a couple more of those units, that Zealot and that Stalker, to rejoin his army. He's going to do at least 1 more warp, even maybe 2, and then maybe be more aggressive. Actually, he chooses to go for this destructible debris instead. So he wants to use the back door here. GuMiho right now a little bit on panic, adding a lot more bunkers. Look at this, he's sending out his Marines. He's not afraid.
Ballsy. Look at the worker loss tab. Fraer only lost 1 worker from that Marine push, which is really impressive.
Yeah, and look at what GuMiho is doing right now. He's sending Marines to counterattack his opponent, and he's making bunkers everywhere, even up his ramp. But this is going to be so hard to hold for GuMiho. I think he's going to maybe going to leave his natural. No, actually he chooses to try to defend it. Those bunkers surrounded with SCVs. There's just so much army supply for Fraer, 33 to 23, and basically 10 of this supply is missing for GuMiho because it's headed in the natural of Fraer. Finally making its way into the natural of Fraer, attacking all of those probes. Fraer surrounding those Marines with his probes, warping in 3 Zealots. He's going to be able to repel this and maybe even kill GuMiho, but he chooses not to move in on those bunkers, as he has only a couple Stalkers, and I guess he has the Quadrant Shield. I mean, maybe he could have done it. And this is looking very good for Fraer right now. GuMiho only mining from his main.
Fraer did snipe 1 orbital. Like, if GuMiho would have had 3 orbitals. Fraer going for the bunkers right now. I don't think he's going to be able to get up the ramp though.
Yeah, but he got all of those units and he didn't even lose that much. He can just basically do like a lockdown for some more time and then just start defending in his base. He's going to go for the robotics bay. He's been making a lot of probes in the meantime. Actually not that many. He's on 42 to the 37 SCVs of his opponent. And I wouldn't be surprised if GuMiho tries to expand and come back in a macro game here. He's not going to go all in like he did before. GuMiho has a lot of SCVs actually, 37. It looks like a lot in his main just because he's oversaturated. He's adding on his first medivac now, which is going to fill with Marines immediately. He's going to go for the drop here. And Fraer, he's just coming back home. He knows he's well ahead in this game, or at least he's in a decent position. He's killed one of the orbitals. He stopped the mining from the expansion of GuMiho for some time. So he's just going to camp here and look to add Colossus to his army and just lay back, maybe get some upgrades, and later on maybe do another attack.
I really like how Fraer played at his natural when the Marines went in. He didn't just A-move all the way with his probe. He A-moved at first, warped in a few Zealots, pulled the probes, and then A-move again once the Marines were attacking the Zealots, making a lot of the probes staying alive because GuMiho wasn't paying attention and he wasn't focus firing the probes. So use of the AI really well.
Yeah, that was very well done. I agree, Desro. And the medivac dropped at the 3rd. Gonna take a little bit of damage, pull out of here before it dies. And GuMiho, he wants to put a lot of pressure on right now. He knows he's behind, even if it's not even that much anymore, just because he's been macroing so well. Steam Pack is finishing now. He does not have combat shield yet. He has a lot of Marines. I think he's just gonna try to do a big drop in the main. Well, I guess he has just a medivac, so at least a drop in the main and maybe attack the third at the same time. But Fraer is very well prepared for that. He has a lot of stalkers in his main ready to defend against anything. He's adding a lot of gates. Blink just started. His second Colossus is about to pop up, and he's gonna have thermal lance, and the Templar Archives is going down, which I know will make you happy, Deathrow.
Oh yeah, it does. It's a little bit weird how Fraer is spotting the third GuMiho with a stalker. Usually people will leave a Zot. I wonder what kind of decision was that. Was it like a hasty decision that he didn't think through, or that's like intentional? Oh, look in the main.
I'm looking in the main and I see all those units running in. There is no medivacs, and all those stalkers are going to be able to kill everything. GuMiho with his very nice micro target firing the stalkers, killing a few of them, but this definitely wasn't worth it. He did attack in the third base in the meantime, I guess. Oh wow, 23 workers killed. So actually, well, GuMiho doing pretty decent here.
GuMiho making a comeback, but Fraer's ahead in tech, and once he gets Storm, GuMiho still doesn't have Vikings, so once Fraer gets Storm, GuMiho is going to be in trouble.
Yes, I agree. +1 being researched for GuMiho right now. We have no upgrades yet that were made for Fraer. I think this is the big thing that's missing in his gameplay. He's doing everything well, but he's neglecting those upgrades so much. We are at the 15th minute in this game, and he hasn't started a single upgrade for his units, being attack armor, that is. And GuMiho landing his third orbital command here, going to be mining from it, so his economy is going to actually be decent. But Fraer has had a third base for such a long time. He's going to be able to get a lot of Templars out here. And actually, you see this observer near the base of GuMiho. I wish it would relocate, because it's not really doing much here. We have another observer at the bottom right, staying there to spot those medivac drops. And GuMiho is moving in now. He wants to fight, but he has to pick up. I think he does not really want to fight. I think he wants to poke here and try to make something happen, but there is just not much to make happen in this game, just because Fraer is defending so well against all of those drops. And he has units in every position. Dual Forge was made earlier, 1-1 is going to start now. We have a Dark Shrine on the way as well. There is no proxy pylon out on the map, so those deities would take some time to get there.
Fraer going for the War Prism harass once again, this time with speed. And one thing I really like about Fraer is the use of 3 observers in both games. He has 3 observer out on the map, and that gives him so much vision to defend those drops. So that's why he's so good at defending drops, is when you see everything, what's hard to stop.
Oh, did you see that Mauler at the bottom?
No,
Barely saw the War Prism.
Oh.
I'm not sure if GuMiho actually saw it, but he should be able to react very quickly here. And this is very smart. You should never drop a War Prism like this alone and start warping units. You should always try to attack or poke with your army at the same time, and that's what Fraer is doing to some extent. He's just moving around with his army here, saying, hey, I'm not just gonna drop, I'm gonna try to make something happen with my army. But then he realizes something might have maybe happened toward his third base, so he just moved.
Maybe he's afraid of the drop, you know, like GuMiho has been dropping a lot of his third.
He knows there is a drop there. Actually, you see there is a pylon up there at 12 o'clock. Maybe he saw the medivac pass by and then he was waiting for the drop. He did warp a couple Zealots and 1 DT in the main of GuMiho, but GuMiho is scanning very well here and sniping those units. GuMiho is starting to make quite a comeback in this game. He's going to be able to upgrade 2-2 very soon, and he's making 2 more command centers, so his economy is going to be really good. I think Fraer is going to try to make something happen before there's too many ghosts here. He has 2 Templars with almost full energy. That's a lot of Storm. Well, he did lose his War Prism, which is very bad for him. If he had his War Prism here, he could just resupply as he pleases. Those Stalkers moving out of position, trying to snipe one of those depots. Oh, he's lucky GuMiho didn't go through the other side. But
also,
maybe that's what
GuMiho is blocking himself with those 2 orbital commands. Pretty funny.
And well, we have only 3 Vikings out on the field. Those ghosts gonna be able to get a couple EMPs, but one of the Templars does not get EMP'd. It had a lot of energy. GuMiho right now flanking from 2 sides, and Fraer is doing very well in this fight, but GuMiho might have enough to hold here. Oh, this is gonna be so close. The Vikings still doing work on those Colossus. Oh, nice pickup. Oh my god, that was ridiculous.
Fraer.
And Fraer is actually gonna be held back here. GuMiho did repel this attack, but well, I mean, he traded cost effectively. Fraer, that
It
is.
was a really good trade. GuMiho only
Not a really good
beat
trade.
the Zealots.
I don't think it was a really good trade. Like a really good trade would have been winning the game. Like he could have done a lot better on this.
Yeah.
But the force fields weren't the greatest, and he didn't have a pylon to remake army in the fight to resupply. And you see, he's lacking gates as well. Like he has a great economy. He has like this ridiculous income, 75 probes, 1700 income, but he does not have enough gates or robo to make units continuously out of those.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But it still went pretty well. There's still a 50 supply deficit for GuMiho to come back from. So and for grabbing his fort in a very comfortable position. DT's harassing a third, and the Warpism coming in the main for Fraer. We'll see how that turns out for him. The Viking snipes it before anything. Oh, 2 DTs in the main. God.
You see these DTs delaying the force as well. This is very well done by Fraer here. This is not particularly multitask. This is just good execution and planning. He knows his opponent is going to try to take a force. He sends a DT here. It buys him a lot of time. He takes a bunch of clicks and APM from his opponent to finally get rid of this one DT. And yeah, this is very good play by Fraer here. He's been doing those very consistently. Oh, one Medivac drop might happen at 12 o'clock position. The Medivac taking a lot of damage right now. He's going to be able to drop all the 4 marauders. But Fraer is out for blood here. He's trying to storm couple those units, but GuMiho might see it and be able to snipe this Templar. What are those SCVs doing? GuMiho is standing SCVs at 12 o'clock. I don't know why.
No, this what? I'm confused. Oh, the Stalkers out of position.
Yeah, the Stalkers were out of position for a second here. They got EMP'd, a couple of them died, but they're going to be able to escape and regenerate their shield, most likely. The Medivac drop at 12 o'clock was dealt with by Fraer, who's nearly maxed right now. Started to work on his 3-3. He's upgrading observer speed right now, adding 1 more observer. He realizes that those ghosts are the only real threat GuMiho has going for him. And this DT, man, he's like the sickest Guardian slash bouncer. You win Northland, man.
Yeah, I mean, if I were GuMiho, I would probably take the main just instead of trying to leave the orbital there. Like, GuMiho has been on 5 orbitals, but stayed on 3 base for the longest time.
Yeah.
Kind of feel bad for him. He could have landed so many mules and be so much rich.
And look at this. He's even going to move back the orbital command here. He doesn't even try to land it.
Yeah.
This DT, man, he's like, it's scared an orbital command away. Ridiculous. Okay, the warp prism here gonna die before it was able to warp anything, and I think we should see a big attack from Fraer here soon, just because he has such a big bank. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts adding a lot of gates. Yes, look at his 3rd base. He's adding a lot of gates. He has so much money, and still remaking a warp prism, so that's always one of a good thing.
You know what Fraer needs to do right now? He needs to put on a blindfold and a move, and then the game will go.
And get everything EMP'd and kited to death. And then thank Death Row.
Look at the supply. Look at the supply. There's no way. But hopefully GuMiho puts on a good defense and maybe pulls a miracle.
Where's the DT? Oh, we have a DT here very close to the army, trying to slice some units up. He did get at least 1 Marine, I think. And Fraer now moving in for the kill. GuMiho doing some very good job of cloaking all his ghosts. Oh, some of them are going to get stormed really hard. And there is no more observer. Actually, there is 2 observers, but GuMiho is doing a very good job of scanning, trying to get rid of those observers, and then using his ghost to buy himself more time. If he could get maxed, oh, he's making a nuke. He is not even, oh my god. He's lacking army so much right now, and he's making a nuke. I just want to see that sick nuke and everything, man. Fraer right now, trying to put more pressure on, fighting with his stalkers, and we still don't have a force base for GuMiho, so this is still, well, this is a very good pressure by Fraer, but I guess he should have gone a bit earlier. He's trying to bait out a couple more storms. This might actually be a good decision not to engage. He does not want to overextend, lose his entire army, get counterattacked and lose, but I guess he will trade cost efficiently to some extent. And wow, GuMiho's micro, man, even in the middle of Templars and Colossus, he goes in and snipe a couple stalkers. Really nice EMPs here. Storm being used on the army of GuMiho right now. He's gonna have to pull back with a lot of this Bioforce. 108 supply to 111. The army supply is actually very even, but wow, GuMiho actually realizes he does not have enough EMPs and snipes here to be able to win against those Colossus. He does not have enough Vikings as well, so he's just gonna tap out. And a really nice game here.
That game was really sweet. The early game was awesome. You called out that secret passage, and GuMiho used it, the bottom side of the map. And then Fraer tried to put a lot of pressure on GuMiho, and then GuMiho sending almost all his Marines to Fraer's base, and then it turned into a macro game. It was really well played from both players. Unfortunately, GuMiho didn't have the economy to keep on playing, and Fraer had to tell him to get out of his game. So after the break, I guess we'll be doing Scarlet versus GuMiho, right?
I'm not sure. We're gonna find out.
All right. Well, after the break, we'll be back. Stay tuned, guys.